The next paper in the What Does It Mean to Be a Blank research assignment series is the bibliography. Part of why I have you go through this very specific series of assignments is to provide a model of what to do when you have to go about doing a research paper on your own. Once you have your topic and have written a little bit in your own words, it's time to start researching. Writing a bibliography as you work on your research will save you time later and will help you to keep you organized. So, what is a bibliography? A bibliography is a list of citations. Bibliographies are similar to the more familiar works cited page, except that a bibliography includes all the sources someone has consulted during their research. A bibliography looks exactly like a works cited page in terms of formatting. But a bibliography is different from a works cited because it includes all the works consulted during the research process. Works cited only include sources directly mentioned in the paper. This means that bibliographies tend to be longer than works cited. You tend to find bibliographies at the end of longer academic works like books, while works cited pages occur in shorter articles. Finally, bibliographies can stand alone as a document in their own right, while works cited pages are always associated with a larger work. If you are struggling with citations, please take a look at the Moodle link to a YouTube video titled Understanding MLA Style. By the way, you don't have to use MLA style, but that's the one I teach. That said, I don't expect your citations to be perfect. I expect you to show that you have tried and are making an effort to be fair to your external sources. Please use a citation generator if you would like, with the knowledge that those things often make stupid mistakes. If you are learning APA or Chicago style for your major, please go ahead and use that approach. It's a good idea to start practicing those styles now. For this particular bibliography, what I'm looking for is a topic reminder of about 50 words at the beginning of the paper, followed by a list of 6 citations alphabetized and incorrect format. You might notice the red 6. I used to say 5 to 6 sources, but I noticed students who had 6 sources were in better shape than those with 5 or fewer. So aim high with those 6 citations. Here's an example of one of my bibliographies. Notice how short this is. I already have my working title, I have my topic reminder at the top of the page, and then I have 6 citations. You can find this example in the course documents on Moodle in the file titled Example, What Does It Mean to Be a Blank Research Assignment Series. Please feel free to look at that. I find it really helpful to look at examples when I'm trying to write my citations. Some students may think an assignment like this is busy work, but I would argue that the bibliography serves a number of important purposes. There are 2 really practical purposes. One reason I make you do this is to keep you from procrastinating. Most students will absolutely wait until the very last minute to do any work on their research papers. And that is not only stressful for the student, but it also means they are less likely to do well on the project. Another reason I do this is so that you have your citations written and ready to go when you start working on your papers. Then all you have to do is copy and paste the citations straight into the final draft. It really will save you time. Another reason I have you do this is because of a pet theory of mine. First, your brain is always working, even when you're not aware of it and when you're not actively using it. When you introduce new information to the brain, you have to give it time to make sense of that information and incorporate it into your long-term memory. When it comes to research, if you do some research up front, it gives your brain time to do its magic, and you'll find that it's easier to use and incorporate your sources later. Be a precrastinator, not a procrastinator. But why use sources to begin with? Well, the first reason is because you have to write with sources as part of the objectives for this class created by the university and the Idaho State Board of Education. But sources also serve a lot of purposes. I actually think it's easier to fill up pages when you've incorporated sources because you simply have more content available to use. Along those same lines, with sources, you don't have to do all the thinking on your own. There are other people who have done some of the work for you, so just cite them instead of reinventing the wheel on your own. Finally, including sources is a fundamental part of what it means to be an academic in higher education. It places you in a conversation with other people. So just go ahead and use your sources, okay? Not using sources makes it look like you live in an echo chamber and like you refuse to accept input from anyone else. As you work on this project, you can think creatively about sources. There are so many potential sources of information for you to use. Interviews, fiction, poetry, memoir, art and imagery, TV shows and movies, music and lyrics, books, journal articles, magazine articles, newspaper articles, and blog articles. You can look for sources that provide definitions of the identity you're writing about, describe experiences similar to yours that you can compare with your own, illustrate experiences different from yours that you can contrast with your own, include interesting statistics related to your identity, or provide a different take or a different way to see the identity you're writing about. And I just have to point out this meme. It's a hard to swallow pill, but research is an inescapable part of college. So get used to it, friends. If you can't find sources, ask for help from either me or a librarian. We might be able to help you find synonyms and search terms that will lead you to good information. I'm going to stress this again. Ask for help. Here's Jenny's email. Okay, one more time. What you're doing for this paper is writing a brief reminder about your topic, followed by 6 correct citations in alphabetical order. Let's take a minute to look at the evaluation criteria for your bibliography. You will get a point for your topic reminder, a point for 6 sources, a point for alphabetized citations, 2 points for correct citations, and a point for appropriate sources. Also, again, you'll notice there is more downtime this week. Use it to start researching. I will let you know that the video for the citation examples is a little longer than my normal videos, so you might want to plan for that. Okay, all you excellent scholars, it's time to get to work. Happy researching!